with ICASA trying to force these interconnect fees lower and what that's going to mean for the likes of Vodacom and MTN. Today, Vodacom trading close to the bottom of the top 40, although down only 0.75% at 54 Rand. And MTN holding its own today, closing in positive territory at 127 Rand, up 0.75%.
Evening, Bronwyn. Yeah, and MTN, I think, had been trading red much of the day. News came out about $100 million that they had raised for their Ugandan network to expand that. And I think that's really what pushed them into the green. But back to the original question, what does this interconnect rate and the reduction in the fee spell for them? I'm not sure it's as big as maybe we think it is. Firstly, the interconnect is both a cost and an income for them. So it's not we look at 30 cents. It's not just that. There's a bit of two sides to it there. And then I'm not sure exactly how much of that they really are going to pass on back to the consumer. I imagine not all of it. They'll catch some of it, annual increases and the like. So it's going to dent their revenue, but I don't think it's going to really tear a hole in it.
So no dramatic impact, in your opinion, on their earnings going forward?
No, we certainly don't see anything dramatic. South Africa, obviously mature market, but we particularly look at MTN. The loss they will make will certainly be made up by their Middle Eastern and rest of African, particularly Nigerian operations.
Xstrata telling one of its largest shareholders that it's not likely to pursue its pursuit of Anglo-Americans, so to speak. Is that going to have any bearing on the market at all?
No, I don't think so. I think the market's long considered this deal to be dead. It's just kind of like the final rights need to be passed on to it. You know, it never got any massive support really from anyone apart from McDavies and Xstrata. They obviously like the idea, a merger of equals. But Cynthia Carroll at Anglo America and shareholders, investors and the like weren't massively enthusiastic behind it. And it kind of, the offer was put out there in a table, a bit of a run around talking to investors and media and the like, kind of faded away. The Financial Services Authority in the UK has told them to, put up or shut up, I think was the expression, pretty much put something on the table or back away. And all indications are they're going to back away probably later this week.
Old Mutual beefing up its balance sheet, its plans to sell a 7-year sterling benchmark bond. That stock today closing up close to 4% at 12 Rand 73. Good news?
Absolutely good news. I mean, in a sense, having to boost the balance sheet is never a good thing, but the fact that they're confident that they'll be able to, that it really will strengthen the balance sheet. And Old Mutual's had a really, really tough time of it during this financial crisis. Down at 4 Rand 50 and a change at the worst levels of early this year, now up at 14 Rand. And we're still seeing positive activity out there. We think it's rallied hard, done well, but we still think there's more upside there. And strengthening balance sheet certainly helping. There's issues around America. They've got to bed down. There's a number of issues there, but a strong balance sheet definitely better for them.
Astrapak out with results today. Not sure if you've had an opportunity to look at them, but fully diluted headline earnings per share advanced more than fourfold, and that to 42.4 cents. Astropack going forward, what's the story? Do you see value at the stock?
I'm not sure. I had a look at the numbers. They certainly are going to very much struggle during recessionary periods. Their packaging, less has been shipped and the like. We expect that to take them a hit. They've got rid of a couple of assets. I think they're going to come out of it meaner and leaner. They certainly held back on the dividend as well. Mid-year, they said, no, we'd rather look for dividend at the end of the year. I think they're looking well adjusted for coming out of the recession. When growth starts to come back, I think they're going to be well positioned. And this is the case of many companies, but packaging companies in particular, pretty much anything that's been sold in this day and age. I'm trying to think of something that doesn't come with packaging. So Astropack well positioned for when the consumer's back out there and shopping. And the question then is, and we'll get retail data later this week, is the consumer out there? What's Christmas going to be like? And I think that is going to be our sort of bellwether telling us what Astrapack is going to be doing going forward.
Sasol ex-divvy today, but the big news, of course, Goldman Sachs lowering their earnings per share estimates and their 12-month price target. Would you concur with Goldman Sachs's view? Obviously, we don't have their numbers at hand, but in terms of a lower 12-month price target.
Yeah, they said their 2010 earnings they were looking for 11% lower, 2011 they were looking 8% lower, and their 12-month price target 403, if memory serves correct, from 438. I think that's reasonable. So as you said, Sasol ex-dividend down 6 Rand dividend, but Sasol not falling by the 6 Rand, so net actually a green on the day. That's on the back of the oil price. I think what's really perhaps the thing we've got to watch out for in Sasol is the Rand, which 748 at one stage today, Last thing I checked now when I left my desk, 731 on back of massive dollar weakness.
Simon, just quickly looking at the overall market, we're heading closer and closer to that 26,000 point level that we did hit last month on the futures closeout. Do you think we're going to target it again, and then is it sustainable, or are you being wary at these levels? I think I've asked you this question ad nauseum.
Yeah, I think we're going to hit it. That's the easy part to answer. I think what happens thereafter is the hard part. We're seeing caution out in the market. Pretty much we've had 2 months and change of sideways. Dow Jones eyeing in on 10,000 as well. When I left my desk, about 60, 70 points away from 10,000 after first hitting it March 1999. I think it's going to be a number of markets getting to critical levels, and then the question comes, can they hold them? Indications are any pullback is small, but what we want to see is get 26 in the bank, so to speak, and start marching on 27. That's what we're not seeing. When I put my head in the block, I think markets are a little bit cautious at the moment. Not bearish, just cautious.